It is Sunday the 8th of December, so I'm making this video for the week commencing, well, today really. Right, this is the US dollar index chart, which I'm just opening up for you on weekly chart. And as you can see, we still remain in this upward sloping channel. We could be about to test the downside. Well, we've got 97.05 would be the downside, 97.10, 97.00, let's say. So that would be the crucial point for the dollar index if we see any further weakness this week. Obviously, we did go down a little bit last week and then recovered into the end of the week with a decent US non-farm payroll number. The Australian dollar, Aussie dollar versus the US dollar, it has been trading mostly sideways for the last few months, really. What I can tell you is we're in a negative trend, clearly, for the past 2 years. Although we've been stable over the past few months, we haven't really seen anything of a positive pattern, nothing to indicate that the market is about to reverse. We do have good resistance from a trend line going back almost 1 year, around the 68.70, 68.80 level, so that's key. I had that level as a sell last week. We didn't quite make it. Maybe we can test that this week. Hovering a fair bit above 68.80 is the 200-day moving average, which is currently around 69.10, 69.15. That ties in just below actually the recent high of the recovery high of 69.28. So there's quite a few little levels there to watch. 68.70, 68.80, 69.10, 69.15. Bulls really need a break above 69.30 for a strong buy signal, but I would certainly start to feel a bit more positive if we got above 68.80. I see this is probably less important, the 200-day moving average, but I would be a buyer above there. Dollar yen, plenty of resistance up around 109.60, 109.80, so that was our sell level for last week, and of course that worked perfectly with a collapse from 109.72, probably collapsed a little bit further than I expected. But look, this is a bearish engulfing candle now on the weekly chart. So not only have we rejected that important resistance, but we've engulfed the previous big blue candle. So we have a good sell signal from that candle in the medium term, and we've got an overbought stochastic, which always lends weight to the argument that we could see significant moves to the downside. In the very short term, we have got a little bit of support at around 108.50, 108.55, 108.45. It's holding. I would favour a move to the downside. So clearly the 200-day moving average is having some effect around 109, 108.85, 108.80, 108.90. Bulls would need us well up through 109.00 for any short-term recovery, but I would certainly be looking to sell again up around that 109.60, 109.80 level. That should be the best selling opportunity. Quite honestly, I doubt we'll see that. I think we're going to see further moves to the downside. As you can see, the dollar didn't do very well on Friday against the yen, despite that strong non-farm payroll number. So I think that also helps my argument that we will start to see a weaker dollar against the yen. Euro yen is a lot less clear. You can see that as we recovered around the end of October, beginning of November on the weekly chart, we couldn't hold above these previous swing lows here, which were sort of end of May and through June. And then as we've come to retest them, again, we've rejected those levels, which does tie in quite nicely with some fib levels that I've got here around 121.00. So that looks like the obvious resistance around 121.00. We would have to get up through 121.46 for this to be more positive. But even then, we run into a little bit of a trend line, which is descending, admittedly. By the time we get there, it would be around the 122.00 area. This is not a very clear chart, so I don't really think this is going to throw up any strong signals. But on the downside, notice how that 121.47 200-day moving average ties in quite nicely with the previous highs that I was talking about up here in October. So if we were to get up there, that would add extra weight to that level. On the downside, the only strong support I can see down here is around the 109, should we call it 35.30 area, ties in with the 100-day moving average and the trend line going back 1, 2, 3 and a bit months. So that would probably be worth trying a little long position, but I'm not really feeling any strong signals from these charts at the moment. They're not from the euro yen chart. Sticking with the euro US dollar is really quite messy. We do have this trend line up here at around 111.10, 111.20. There's nothing else up there though that's convincing me that this is a strong level. Yes, we did reject it throughout the week and certainly came lower, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that break eventually. The weekly chart, not really saying much either. Okay, yes, we're in a bear trend, so selling into strength would be the most favored scenario. Just as you saw, the US dollar index was in sort of a mirror image of this in a bull pattern. So certainly selling into strength would be the most desired scenario, the most low risk trade. So yeah, I guess 111.10, 111.20 would be worth a short, but certainly would be quite a strong buy signal if we got up through there. I'm not even going to bother looking at the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. That's just in one huge sideways pattern. Moving on to gold, which is in what I think is still a bear flag trend pattern, I should say. We are clearly in a decline, just a gently declining channel, and we have been since August. Now, the 100-day moving average acted as resistance, and if we were to rally, we've got key resistance really about around 1500. Where's this trend line? No, sorry, that's not right. Around 1490, 1492. So bulls will need to get up through that sort of mid 1490 area for a really good buy signal, and that would confirm that this is a bull flag. So what would I suggest? Probably selling it around there, but be ready to stop and reverse into a long. If this level does hold, of course, there's going to be some decent potential move to the downside. So that's the key level for on the top side for gold. And then if we do head lower, we've got this channel support down at 1426. That's a long way away, so we have to re-examine that maybe next week if we do see some moves to the downside. I'm extremely happy to tell you that my new website has been launched, daytradeideas.co.uk, so why not go over there and pay us a visit. If you're not a subscriber already, then all the subscription options are on the home page. If I can just scroll down and show you, here we go. There we go. There's all the reports that we cover. So have a look through that.